Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, hey, you folks, I'm playing a video, a series of videos I've been doing for a while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that at the time I'm doing this, folks. I'm not going to lie, I found a lot of stuff to review today. One of those days. But anyway, it's a super simple format, folks. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items. I'm going to gobble it up, much like the turkey, what with the gobble, 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 such and such, as it were, except without the staring at the rain, which, by the way, isn't because turkeys are stupid. There's actually like a genetic disposition thing. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I watched a YouTube video on it, and they're a little dumb, but like that isn't part of their being dumb. That's just a thing. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to let you know what the hell is going on with it. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm inside the truck, and I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm in the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I've found some shit to review on my way home. That is definitely the case today. So, what am I reviewing for y'all today? Well, folks, we're going to start this off with, we got 3 drinks. We're going to do a drink. Boom! It is Mr. Pure. Ooh, there's a Mr. It's kind of hiding. Mr. Pure Papaya Punch. Ooh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with the Mr. Pure stuff, I reviewed one of their things. It was like, I think, watermelon pineapple juice. Something like that, cocktail thing. Yeah, they go over there, they sell juice blend drinks. Sometimes just straight juice, sometimes cocktail stuff. And I've tried a bunch of them over the years, well before I was even reviewing stuff. You can usually get them for pretty cheap. And I don't think I've ever run into Papaya Punch. I'm not saying it's new, maybe it's not, but I definitely haven't run into it before. And I haven't had papaya in a long time. I genuinely can't even tell you what it's supposed to taste like, but we're going to give it a go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Let's open it up. I will say this, I do appreciate that they're still using the glass bottles. I know it's a pain in the ass, and I understand why, like Snapple decided to switch it up and everything, but glass bottles are just better. They are. Better for the environment, too. Maybe. I don't know. Ooh. It smells good. It smells very kind of tropical fruity. Let's give it a go. Ooh. That is thick. Like for a juice, that's got some thickness to it. Yeah. I mean, it's not super heavy or anything, but compared to like an orange juice, or especially like an apple juice, definitely heavier, which isn't a bad thing. Just something of note. I like it. It's tasty. But it goes through varying degrees of tasty. Because the initial degree is very tasty. But by the end, less tasty. At the front end of it, it's just a very nice tropical fruit flavored drink. Like I said, I can't go a lot off of papaya. It's not a fruit that I really have all that often in anything. But it tastes like a tropical kind of fruit. Reminds me a little bit of mango, but like without like the sort of assy taste that mango can get sometimes. Like I like mango to a point. And I have made mention of this in mango related stuff, like Pepsi mango and stuff. Did a review for that. Like mango is fine, but it's like if it gets to too weird of a point, it gets like this weird funky taste that I don't particularly like. This does not have that, so that makes me happy. But it does kind of remind me a little bit of the taste, and it has like it's a tropical taste, but it's kind of mellow compared to like something like the king of fruits, pineapple, which is not a mellow fruit. That is a fruit that is, not only is it very sweet, very acidic, it's actively trying to eat you as you eat it. Look it up. It had, like, when you try to eat it, like, releases enzymes that it's like, fuck it, I'm going to take you down. So this, I'm not getting any of that. It's very mellow, but at the same time, it's a very refreshing, very, very tropical tasting drink. Yeah, I like that. But while it doesn't get that funky ass taste that I'm not big on with mango, it has its own equivalent, you see. Where, and I don't know, maybe it's because of the blend, maybe it's papaya by itself. I don't know. Like I don't have just a raw papaya with me to try. But as it gets to about 2/3 of the way done with the overall flavor experience, it drops down and it gets this kind of weird, almost assy flavor. And it's not as bad as mango. Like, it's not as, like, sort of punch you in the face, but it's definitely there. And it's more of an aftertaste, but it's enough that it's noticeable, and for me, it's definitely my least favorite part of the drinking experience. Yeah, ooh, when that aftertaste hits, it's sort of it's earthy tasting. It's like almost, and I say this as somebody who was in wood shop for 4 years in high school. Uh, it has sort of a woody taste almost. Like it reminds me a little bit of like kind of a sawdust kind of taste. Like not the texture obviously, but like that sort of like like you just licked a forest for no reason. Don't ask me why. Crazy shit happens in high school wood shops. Okay, what happens in high school wood shop stays in high school wood shop. That's not true at all. I could tell you some stories about high school wood shop. We had one kid. It's gonna be a little bit graphic, so but I'm gonna, because when the hell else am I gonna be able to tell this story? It wasn't in my class, but it was confirmed by multiple people. In one of the other classes, we had a specific room that was just for applying lacquer to finished product. And lacquer, it's like this very freaking nasty stuff. It creates like a clear coat on it that makes it more resistant to damage and like water and stuff like that. And I never actually used the fucking lacquer room because I never did anything that really required it. It just wasn't. I'd just stain it, and that would be enough for me. But sometimes people would use the lacquer room, and it had to be its own separate room because this stuff was noxious. Like you didn't want to have to deal with it. You had to wear a face mask and everything. There was like a ventilation system going, and apparently, I shan't reveal his name because it's been years and stuff like that, and hopefully he's on to better things. But apparently, one guy went in the lacquer room and somebody like kind of realized like been in there a little while, and maybe the fumes got to him or something. Nope, apparently he decided to lacquer himself, if you know what I'm saying, in the lacquer room. Why? That was the thing that he did. Oh, and he got into a shitload of trouble and got kicked out of wood shop. Like I said, it wasn't my class, but it's one of those things that, it could have just been like, like an urban, school tale, but it was like, oh no, man. Like, and given the guy in question, it's like he was a little bit goofy, so it was like, Anyway, you didn't need that story, but I told it anyway. But yeah, I like the papaya punch drink. Like I said, the woody taste I'm not big on. But the rest of it's nice. It's tropical. It's sweet. I'm down with it. It kind of falls along the lines of the Mr. Pure stuff that I've had where, like, their stuff is okay, but it's never the best version of it. It always feels like a little bit cheaper than it maybe should be. That's kind of what this feels like. But I don't dislike it. It's the main point of contention I have is just that aftertaste. The rest of it's decent enough. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Would I get it again? Yeah, I think I would. Not on a regular basis or anything. I don't get any Mr. Pure stuff that regularly. Occasionally they're pineapple juice. But I could see occasionally getting it. It's a papaya treat. Recommending it? Yes, but it's managing expectations. It's decent enough, but it's nothing fantastic. So, anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumentous month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, you can go over there and have yourselves a truly papaya-tastic rest of your life, because with the exception of it, tasting a little bit woody at the end, it's a pretty good fruit. It's no pineapple, but, if we could all live a pineapple-tastic rest of our lives, well, Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing to do in the world. Trust me. I wish it was. But it's just, man, life can be stressful. It can be distressing. And sometimes it creates situations that I like to call asshole-inducing situations, where you get frustrated and you're just like, fuck it. Drop trout, asshole to the sky. It's important when we run into those situations. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you've got some embarrassing stories from your school days as well. Maybe you're going to go over there and collect them into a diary. And then you go over there and make it into a memoir and like a whole thing. You make a whole bunch of money and stuff like that. Then it turns out you were scalping stories from people. Maybe you scalp my locker room story, as it were. That's not cool, by the way. Don't do that. Okay, look. There was a certain time and place when that occurred. I happened to be going to school at that time. Like I said, I wasn't even in the class. I can't even imagine what that must have been like. But I think really, the key thing to take away from this whole thing is, if you're going to go over there and, enjoy yourself, do so at appropriate times, not in the locker room at a high school, especially if you're not a high school student. Bye.